All right, a pleasant good morning to you from sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for Monday, November 17th. We've got Monday Night Football on tap tonight with, well, the home team here, the Raiders, going to take on the Dallas Cowboys in a battle of inept football clubs tonight here. But, hey, maybe it'll be more exciting than Sunday night's game, which actually wasn't too lame, if you will. I thought we saw a pretty good game last night between the Lions and the Eagles getting it done there, holding the Lions. Man, two great defensive performances in a row by the Eagles to really look sharp here. I want to thank everyone for joining me here on the show as we preview the action here on Monday night. It certainly was an exciting day of NFL action on Sunday here, and we brought home some winners last night here on Night Moves, but take a look at some of the games from yesterday. Close games, exciting games, it felt like, on the card there, including the early game there with the Commanders and the Dolphins. They got it underway in Spain early morning, if you will, here in the United States, with the Dolphins getting the win over the Commanders 16-13. The Dolphins have won 3 of their last 4 games after a 1-6 start. I said stick by McDaniel. Well, I'm not sure if it's all his doing, but hey, they've come back a little bit here and woken up. The Dolphins drove. Had 2 good drives there in the beginning, kicked a couple of field goals. They got a touchdown in there with 12:36 to go. Ended up going into overtime. Saw some inept coaching. All they had to do was basically both teams got a chance to, I think, kick a field goal and probably win the game, but no, it wasn't good enough. They wanted a touchdown. Look all tough over there in Spain. Ended up almost costing them the game as the game went into overtime, and the Dolphins were able to get it done 16-13 there in the Bernabeu in Madrid, Spain. So Dolphins, yeah, they might have got the money too if you had them laying 2.5 as that one went under there. All right, Sunday's early action, including the Bears over the Vikings. Chicago kicked a 48-yard field goal to win it at the buzzer, and the Bears have won 7 of their last 8 games right now. Vikings scored a touchdown with 50 seconds left to take the lead, but the Bears ran back to kick 56 yards. Special teams played a big role in that one in several games, actually. On Sunday, the Bears are hot here right now, heating up in the NFC North. The Vikings, meanwhile, have lost 4 of their last 5 games here. The wind wasn't blowing the ball around. They just couldn't complete the passes. I'm trying to stick by McCarthy here. And again, just a few games here for his career. So Vikings here lose to the Bears. That's a small favorite in Spain on Sunday. Falcons and the Panthers. The Panthers 6-5 with the win. Hey, we had the over here on Night Moves as the Panthers won 30-27 as Bryce Young shook off an injury that knocked him temporarily from the game to throw for 450 yards and 3 touchdowns. Atlanta tied the game with 16 seconds left on a 45-yard field goal, but Carolina gets the win. They've won 5 of their last 7 now, and Atlanta's lost 5 in a row, allowing over 27 points per game. They led 21-10 at halftime, ended up losing that one to the Panthers, who are 6-5 and having a pretty good season. Bills over the Buccaneers. They won it by 12 and got the money here. The Bills in the first half went interception, touchdown, interception, TD. but led just 21-20 at halftime. Allen, 317 yards, 3 TDs, and he ran for 3 touchdowns. A big day for Allen, accounting for 6 scores. There's Buffalo threw for 317 yards. Tampa ran for 200 yards, usually a recipe for a victory, but Tucker was the star there for Tampa. But the Bucks are 4-0. When giving up less than 24 points. Didn't happen on this one. They gave up 44 and got rocked. Bills win it big time. Texans over the Titans 16-13. Hey, we got the money somehow there with the Titans here on Night Moves. Talked about taking them here plus a touchdown at home against the Texans, and it was as close as expected. Texans had a walk-off win on a field goal. A lot of exciting finishes on Sunday. Tennessee had tied the game with a touchdown with 1.5 minutes to go, but Houston gets the win. They're 5-2 in their last 7 after an 0-3 start, and they're coming on with that good defense. Houston in the first half trailed 3-0, but they got it together in the second half there a little bit. The Titans just 58 yards rushing on 17 carries. Rams over the Seahawks yesterday in afternoon action. 21-19, the Rams have won 5 in a row, and they've been strong defensively as well, allowing just 15 points per game in those 5 wins. Rams, when they hit that defense, they are tough to beat. Seattle had won 10 straight games on the road. Kyron Williams, 91 yards and a touchdown for the Rams. Seahawks, they play those close games, but the first half they had just 3 field goals, but a couple of interceptions. They did go for their own last-second field goal, 61 yards, but no dice. And the Rams won it. Packers over the Giants there as they rocked 27-20. Game was 13-all at halftime, but the Giants now have lost 5 in a row, allowing 30 points per game in those games. Packers drove 65 yards for a go-ahead touchdown with 4 minutes to go in the game. And Jameis Winston, a couple hundred yards passing, did an okay job there for the Giants, but it was the Packers getting the win. Probably not the cover there, laying probably 7.5. Maybe you got in on a 7 for a push there in that one. Steelers ended up routing the Bengals 34-12. Rodgers broken wrist in his hand there. Remember the week before he was kind of shaking his wrist there too. I don't know. That seems like maybe it's more of an injury that had already occurred, but hey, they'll tell us the truth. And Rodgers is injured here right now, moving forward with a broken bone in his left wrist. It could be a hairline fracture, but still can be painful and bothersome here, and he may have to miss some time. Maybe Mason Rudolph will get in there and mix it up because, hey, the Steelers ended up rocking them 34-12 there, as the Steelers did score 2 defensive touchdowns, to be fair, in the second half. Pittsburgh led just 10-6 at halftime, and the Bengals have lost 7 of their last 8 here right now. I tried to talk a good game with the Chargers. I thought it would be a good game for the Chargers. We did have the Chargers there. Got rocked. What happened? My Chargers got outgained 350 to 135, I think it was there, and the Jaguars led 14 seconds at halftime, blew them out. Herbert was injured in the game, probably just temporary there, but he didn't have a good game at all. And the Jaguars continue to look pretty good at home. They didn't even punt once in the game. 49ers over the Cards there. 49ers ran the opening kickoff 98 yards, didn't score, but they did score on the next play, went on for a 41-22 win. They led 25-10 at halftime as McCaffrey had 3 touchdowns in the game, 2 rushing and 1 receiving, and Arizona had a bunch of penalties, 17 of them, as a matter of fact, and the Cardinals have lost 7 of their last 8. Ravens over the Browns. Hey, we had the Browns here on Night Moves. I think they got it done there with the hook in that one. Cleveland led 16-10 after 3 quarters, but the Ravens drove 44 yards, got the game-winning touchdown with 2.5 minutes left in the game. Ravens outgained Cleveland 350 to 185. Gabriel missed the second half with a concussion. Sanders came in, was just 4 of 16 for 47 yards and an interception. He admittedly did not look that good in the game. And Cleveland, though, still got the money there, 23-16. Broncos over the Chiefs. Yeah, we had Broncos over here on Night Moves. They drove 58 yards and another walk-off field goal win in that one as the Broncos won for the eighth straight time right now. 6 of their last 7 wins have been by 4 or fewer points, but they're clutch, and Kansas City's 5-5 for the first time in 10 years here as they keep losing these one-score games this year. They're 0-5 in one-score games last year. They were 12-0 in one-score games, so it shows you that the decline is really there for the Chiefs here right now. Not that they couldn't come up with a big performance, still make the playoffs and get something done, but look, we can criticize Bo Nix, but he's getting the job done with wins. I know they keep interviewing him after the game like he's the big star when we know it's the defense of the Broncos. In that game late night, Eagles over the Lions 16-9. The Eagles led 13-6 at halftime and held the opponent for under 10 points. For the first time in 22 years, they've had back-to-back weeks where they allowed less than 10 points. So strong performance there for the Eagles defense. Detroit 0-for-5 on fourth down as Campbell couldn't figure out to kick field goals to keep them in the game. If he would have taken those points, they would have won the game on those opportunities, but they kept going for it as well and went 0-for-5 in the fourth down department. And Williams also had that key play where he took a penalty on a celebration. Boy, you hate when they do that. And also, I think there was a missed PAT in there in the wind. Kind of looked like that Giants game as well with the ball blowing all over the place. So hopefully he had a great day there on Sunday in the NFL. We're going to preview the games right now, including tonight, Monday Night Football is Dak Prescott versus a bad Raiders defense, and maybe we'll see some more points at least. Also, one note, the Saskatchewan Roughriders defeated the Montreal Alouettes 25-17 to win the Grey Cup. Canadian Football League's championship game on Sunday. The Riders' defense had 3 interceptions against Davis Alexander, and they recovered a fumble on the 1-yard line in the final moments of the game to prevent a touchdown for Toronto that certainly would have put them right back in the game. They lost by just 1 score. Trevor Harris was the MVP of that one with a very strong performance, 300 yards passing and barely an incompletion in that game. A huge performance by Trevor Harris to outduel Alexander and win the Grey Cup there in Canada on Sunday. All right, and a few other notes. Josh Jacobs left the Packers game with a knee injury. It seems like it won't be long-term, but he could miss some time. Poor Calvin Ridley, returns to action, and within the first few plays of the game, broke his leg for the Titans. That was really a bummer. We saw Lane Johnson leave the Eagles game with a sprained foot there, and man, that was really a bummer as well. So let's get into the action. I'll say hello to the folks in the chat here, and we get rolling on the show, including Mr. Weskers is here in the chat. No, he's not in the chat. Oh, hey. Oh, DeAndre's in the chat there, it looks like. Hello to you, DeAndre. Hope you're in there. And David as well. We got Master Recruiter. Great to have Master Recruiter. He had a good day there. Also, Ron Jeff with me. And also, oh, man. Gonna get me on this one. Is that you, Greg? I'm trying to think right now. Free indeed. Jerry is here, and Teflon Don says it was a good Sunday there for him. All right. Guess we just get going here. Jerry told us Sacramento was going to win the Grey Cup. I'm going to tell Jerry Jones he spelled Grey Cup wrong. All right. I was on Montreal there and the under. All right. And hey, want to say hello to C-Lab Music. Could be Caleb Music in a way, but it looks like C-Lab Music says Grayson Allen will win the 3-point contest this year. I don't know if I'll even watch it with the dumb format they got for the All-Star game. At least maybe I can watch the 3-point contest. Hey everyone, you can get our best picks every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. Our premium picks are over at Tony's Picks. You can get my top plays every day and the best plays from our handicappers over at Tony's Picks. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine here. On Monday night, I'll have a prop package going for Monday Night Football, and take a look at our team of cappers here. And look, Justin's up there, 6-3-1. Great job by Justin on Sunday to have a strong day. Let's see who some of his winners included. He had Akron in the basketball game up against Purdue. They hung in there, didn't get blown out too bad. They got the money. Also, he had over with the Canucks and the Lightning. Yeah, that went well over there on Sunday. He had the Niners and the Cardinals over. How about Jacoby Brissett? His arm's about to fall off. They were down 14-0 quickly. We didn't cover that game. It was kind of a blowout, but they were down 14-0 quickly. I guess I'll cover it right now. They were down 14-0 quickly. That forced Brissett to take to the air, and he got busy with his yardage there. Also, DeAndre wins with Trey McBride. Man, does McBride continue to rock there with his receptions prop, as he had 115 yards receiving in that one. Also, DeAndre with Spurs team total over there in the game against Sacramento. We saw Wemby was out of that game, and also he had the Pittsburgh Steelers there in that decisive win over the Cincinnati Bengals. And also head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15%. You see the cappers there. Pretty good strong day. Jorge 5-2 in there. A good day from the cappers. Alessandro 9-6 as well. So check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's get into the action right now for Monday Night Football here. Well, you know what? Last night was a pretty good game with the Lions and the Eagles, a very important game with two strong teams, two good defenses, and maybe it didn't, knock your socks off, but it was still an important defensive tilt that had a little drama. This one, you know what? Maybe the two most inept franchises with big names, right? I mean, it's supposed to be the Cowboys and the Raiders, right? You should be strong, but no, these teams have been a joke most of the time here over the last few years. But nonetheless, they'll play here in Las Vegas here on Monday night. We'll have a pretty good game. We got the Cowboys on the road here, favored by 3, the total 50, because, it should be probably a pretty high score with these two teams anyway right now. Dallas has lost 3 of their last 4. They've got issues on defense for sure. They had lost 4 of their last 5 road games coming in. They're 3-5-1 overall right now coming into this one. Dallas 11-7 against the spread last 18 as a road favorite, although they did go 0-2 to the number last year. Raiders, meanwhile, have lost 3 in a row. They've lost 2 by close margins. We know that, losing by 3 and 1 points in the last 2. Raiders having trouble running the ball for sure, just over 55 yards per game in the last 2 games overall coming in. Raiders are 1-3 straight up at home with 2 1-point losses. So they play close games. That helps when you're a home dog, right, against the Dallas team. And this is a Cowboys' first trip ever here to Las Vegas for a regular season game. So not much of a sample size there for sure between these non-conference foes. So see what you like here in this one with the Cowboys and the Raiders right now and the way things are going for these two franchises. Just a matter of which team will be less inept, I would guess. Raiders, Dallas have won 4 of the last 6 on the road against the Raiders. Of course, that was mostly in Oakland and I think maybe even LA. So I'm not too worried about the head-to-head series here right now. I'm more worried about the Raiders having lost 8 of their last 10 games at home right now and dropping 7 of their last 8 games overall. Dallas has lost 5 of their last 6 games on the road. Dallas has gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. The Raiders have gone under in 4 of their last 5 games, given the fact that Raiders play very competitive games and I think can possibly have some offense here with Geno against this bad Dallas defense, right? You got probably the best matchup Geno could possibly hope for here against Dallas Cowboys, believe it or not. And the running game could also have a strong situation. I think the Raiders are live to win this game. I think Genty can have a decent game here, even though he's been a huge disappointment. He has kind of met his props here over the last couple of games. Last week against Denver, 60 yards and a touchdown against Jacksonville. He did have 89 yards of total offense and a touchdown. So, look, he's got blow-up potential in this game. We want to see it one time from Genty. I know he had the big game against the Bears, and that was at home, so could he have that type of performance here against the Cowboys in this one? If not, I think the passing game will be just fine with Geno, with Trey Tucker. He continues to have a good season. He's kind of gone down here over the last couple of weeks, but certainly has some breakout potential in this one. So far this season, 34 receptions for 455 yards and 4 touchdowns, and with Jacoby Myers being traded here, Tucker gets the attention as the number 1, even if he's had a couple of bad games here last 2 weeks. But they picked up Tyler Lockett. I wasn't sure he'd even make an impact, and he had 5 receptions last week, so he's got a good matchup as well. Like the Raiders situation here, and the one thing that the Cowboys could look to here with their passing game a little bit. Look, you can think that Lamb and Pickens can certainly have pretty good games, especially with this high total, but they could probably corral Jake Ferguson a little bit. Raiders are pretty good against tight ends. Let me see your comments in the chat here as we've got, don't forget, Crosby can get that pressure on, says Timmy, and Dallas in the over here for Greg. And I don't know, Timmy says Raiders have the D. I don't think that, maybe that's what he's saying. And Dak won't have all day to pass with Max on the job here. I've got the Raiders in this one. Yeah, maybe even sprinkle a little money line here. It's tough. These Raiders are bad, man. I'll tell you that. But I'm going to take them here against the Cowboys on Monday night. We've got some NBA basketball here on Monday night with a pretty good card of 8 games here to take a look at. I'm sorry, how many games? Not 8. 6. No, 8. I had it right. 8 games here on Monday night, and we're going to preview them here right now on Night Move. So let's get a look at the action here in the NBA. We'll take it out east with the Clippers on the road taking on the Mavericks. Or I'm sorry, the Sixers in this one. Clippers an underdog here to the Sixers, 5 and 220 here in this one. You got one team pretty good at covering the spread. That'd be the Philadelphia 76ers. They've been a little bit up and down here of late. Maybe it's a good sign here for the Phillies. For Philly, as they coming off a loss to Detroit, 114-105. They did beat Boston 102-100 at home. 6 days ago, or a week ago, Philadelphia is 9-2-1 against the spread this season. The Clippers are 3-10 against the spread. And Philly's been a great cover so far this season. And yeah, the Phillies or the Clippers coming off some tough games there. They played Dallas 2 nights ago, and that one was an overtime game here. Now you got to travel to Philly here in this one. For the Clippers here, they come in, like I said, just struggling to the number. They maybe have recovered here a little bit, but, uh, you know, Bradley Beal, he's injured here, lost for the season. It might be a good sign, actually, for the Clippers. Beal wasn't doing much with this team so far. You do have Joel Embiid definitely out of this game. Nobody really is panicking anymore when Embiid is out. Yeah, it's going to throw up a red flag. He's still borderline, A-level player, but again, a lot of this success they've had this season has been without Embiid. He's missed half the game so far this season. Same thing with Paul George. No one's getting all uptight with him missing the games. He is questionable here. The Clippers will be missing Kawhi as well. He's been out with a turned ankle right now. So a couple of the other injuries too. Miller's questionable. Jones is questionable here. But man, the way the Sixers are going, even when they're a favorite, they've been a nice cover at 3-1 against the spread, and the Clippers are 1-3 against the spread as an underdog. So I got to take the Clippers. I got to take the Sixers here in this one. Go ahead and lay 5 points. I'm taking the Philadelphia 76ers in this one over the Clippers on Monday night. All right, you got teams with opposite records here, and really opposite records, but still just a 9.5 point spread for the Pistons. They're 11-2 coming into this one. The Pacers are 1-12 coming into this game. Total here 229 in this one, but the Pacers are on a massive losing streak here, and the Pistons are still red hot. They're on a long winning streak, actually, right now. So that's the way things have been going for these two. You got the Pacers here just 2-5 ATS on the road this season. Meanwhile, the Pistons are 6-2 against the spread at home. The Pacers have lost 7 straight. The Pistons have won 9 straight right now. So, yeah, talk about going in opposite directions. That's what we're doing here. Division foes meeting for the first time. Detroit's gone 7-2 ATS in those 9 games. Here's the only caveat is that the Pacers are actually 7-1 against the spread against Detroit in the last 8 meetings. However, we know that that doesn't include the first 12 or 13 games of this season, right? Where the Pacers have been I say disaster for sure. They are 5-8 ATS with that 1-12 spread record, so they've gotten the money a few times, but they failed 6 in a row here right now. And Detroit in a pretty good groove at this time. So why wouldn't they continue to be very, very strong here right now? Maybe 9.5 looks like a lot. Total here at 229. Pacers have been a solid under for sure, 1-6 to the under on the road here. The series, though, is kind of an over between these two. And, the number here at 229 right now maybe feels a little bit low, but you do have, like I said, the Pacers been a solid under here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Pistons, though, and lay these points. They'll keep it rolling. I'll take Detroit minus the points here on Monday night. And Timmy says, the problem for the Pacers, we've said it time and time again here with the injuries so far this season. Guys in and out of the lineup here. Matterin is questionable here. Nesmith is out again here. So, yeah, just massive injuries for the Pacers. However, in this game, you do have Jalen Duren. He is probable for the Pistons, but Cade Cunningham is the big question mark here with a hip injury. He's missed 2 games already this season, but we'll see if he can make this lineup. And Asher Thompson, questionable in this one. Tobias Harris has been out right now for a while, and so has Sasser. And the Pistons, though, for me here, minus 9.5 over the Pacers on Monday night. The Milwaukee Bucks are taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Division action here on Monday with the Cavs favored by 6.5, and the total 237 here in this one. Cleveland has not been very good to the numbers so far, despite their 9-5 record. They've been one of the more overrated teams in the league here. It looks like so far with a 4-10 spread record, just 1-6 against the spread at home, 3-10 against the spread as a favorite. At least for Milwaukee, they are 4-2 as an underdog so far this season, despite going just 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games coming into this one. For the Cavs here, they've also gone over, and both teams are 8-6 to the over this season. But Milwaukee is 2-4 to the under on the road. Milwaukee's actually lost 6 straight games here in Cleveland, but man, just the way Cleveland isn't covering any numbers here right now, and the fact that the Bucks have gotten the number in a couple of games on the road, like I said, 4-2 as a dog. Cleveland and Milwaukee have gone under in 7 of their last 10 games in this series, although Cleveland is 6-1 to the over in their last 7. Milwaukee's 1-4 to the under in their last 5 games overall coming in. Cavaliers still, Jalen Tyson's been out. Darius Garland is expected to miss this game here on Monday night. And for me, I'm going to go ahead and take the Bucks here in this one, plus the points. I think 6.5 with a team like Cleveland that's not covering any spreads. They're playing just as good as they can sometimes to get these wins right now. They are 9-5. Milwaukee is 8-6 here right now, and I think I'm kind of banking on the fact that they've played pretty well as an underdog so far this season. So I'm going to take Milwaukee here on the road, plus the points against Cleveland. Like I said, Cleveland has won 6 straight meetings between the two frequent opponents, if you will. Milwaukee's covered just 2 of those 6 games, but I'm going to take them here against Cleveland. The New York Knicks are going to take on the Miami Heat. Let's talk about familiar foes here, and this one's rated close. The Heat are favored by 1 point. The total here, 241, despite the fact that we've seen the Heat here with consecutive losses coming into this game against the Knicks, of course. They just met. In fact, this is a second straight home and home, if you will, or not home and home, but back-to-back games against the same teams. They played Cleveland twice, they beat them once and lost to them once, and then now they're playing the Knicks here consecutive games. This is a home and home for sure, though. The teams just met the other night. It was 140-132. The Knicks won this one, favored by 6.5. Now they're only favored by 1 point here in this one with the Heat at home, where they've gone 5-1 against the spread so far this season. Meanwhile, the Knicks come in here 0-3 against the spread on the road, although they are 8-4 against the spread overall. So is Miami, 8-4-1 ATS here. This is only the 3rd time Miami's been favored this season, and they're barely a favorite at that. But I do think they will go off as a favorite. In fact, the Knicks kind of opened a 1-point favorite, and the move has been to Miami here a little bit coming in. Jalen Brunson is going to be out of this game with an ankle injury, but Bam Adebayo is out of this game for the Heat with a foot injury. I'm going to go with the over, actually, in this game. The Knicks come in here 9-3 to the over this season, while Miami is 9-4 to the over. And this series has been a big-time over as well. 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Miami's won 12 of the last 16 meetings between the two teams here in Miami, although New York has won 4 of the last 5 games overall on the short-term trend here. Knicks have gone over in 5 straight, and Miami's gone over in 4 of their last 5. I'm going to go over in this one at 241 between the Knicks and the Heat. Obviously, they just went for 272 points in that last game on Saturday night, was it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days ago here. It was on the 14th. So, all right. Keep it moving here right now, and I've got the Hornets taking on the Raptors here. And man, has Toronto done a nice job, kind of quietly here, to move to 8-5, 3 consecutive wins here for the Raptors, doing a pretty good job. They beat Brooklyn, they beat Cleveland, they beat Indiana, covered against the last two against Cleveland and the Pacers. Toronto, nothing special here against the number, 6-4 in their last 10. Charlotte, though, meanwhile, comes in 2-4 ATS on the road. And take a look at the series here, where Toronto has actually defeated the Hornets in 9 straight meetings here right now. Toronto's covered 7 of their last 8 games overall. The Hornets have dropped 5 of their last 8. Charlotte's gone under in 7 of their last 9 games overall coming in. This one maybe a little bit tougher. Charlotte's dropped 7 of their last 10 right now. But like I said, Toronto's kind of owned the series here a little bit. 6 of the last 9 games for Toronto have gone under here, and Charlotte's been going under, as I said, so I'm going to go under here with these two, Charlotte and Toronto. But like I said, one-sided series, but can they get the number? 9 straight wins for Toronto over the Charlotte Hornets. And they meet a few times a year. All right, I want to say hello to Jermaine in the chat. Hi, Jermaine. Nice to see you over here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Timmy Two Shoes likes the under with me here in this one. The Thunder are going to take on the Pelicans here on Monday night. NBA action with OKC coming in 13-1. The Pelicans, meanwhile, are not so much. 2-10 here right now. It's another case where you got one team on a long winning streak and another team can't find a win right now. The Thunder come in here with a 5-game winning streak over the Pelicans. Meanwhile, the Pelicans have lost 8 of their last 9 games at home. They've dropped 5 in a row. Get this. Oklahoma City has covered here in New Orleans. These guys meet 4 times a year. And New Orleans is 0-13 against the spread at home against the Thunder. Oklahoma City also covered 8 straight games overall in this series. The problem here is the spread 17. Or is it a problem? New Orleans 4-7-1 against the spread as an underdog. Oklahoma City 8-6 against the spread as a favorite. The Thunder are taking all comers here right now, and you do have Zion. He was expected to play on Sunday, came up a late scratch, didn't make the lineup, and now he's questionable here again. Jalen Williams of the Thunder, I guess he's out here. The guard, Jalen Williams, also forward, Jalen Williams is questionable here in this one. Wiggins is questionable as well. But I can't ignore those numbers, even if it's 17, man. And Pelicans just awful here right now. Now, to be fair, the Thunder just played at the Hornets and won 109-96 as a 17.5-point favorite. So exactly comparable to this game, and they couldn't get the money, winning by 13 points. I did have the Hornets in that game, but I think I'm going to take the Thunder here and lay 17 on the road. Don't try this at home, but I'm going to do it here with the Thunder. All right, let's see here. I think Jermaine wants to lay it. Timmy says maybe the Pelicans can get this back door. If you take OKC, you're just going to be sweating it out. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. And Timmy Chushu says the bench mob will come in there a little bit and maybe allow the Pelicans to get the money here, I guess. But man, I'm gonna go with the Thunder. I'm gonna go with the Thunder by 20. Brian D likes OKC as well. Greg likes them. Okay. Now the Mavericks are going to be on the road here, taking on the Timberwolves. Monday night action here with the Mavs. 14.5 point dogs here, total 227.5. Minnesota is coming in off of a loss that snapped their modest winning streak here. They lost to Denver at home, 123 to 112, a couple nights ago on home turf there. That snapped their winning streak for Dallas here right now. They're off of a win last night, as a matter of fact, against Portland. They won 138 to 133. An exciting one there for sure. It went to overtime. How about Sunday night? There were 3 overtime games in the NBA, and all of them, and the Atlanta Phoenix game came down to the wire too. That was a game that saw the Hawks score 47 points in the fourth quarter and outscore the Suns by 20 to grab that stunning win. But here in this one, same thing. You had overtime now here for Dallas at home. Then you had to hit the plane and then head up here to Minnesota. But still 14 points, that is a lot. Minnesota's 2-4 against the spread at home. Dallas is 5-4 against the spread as an underdog. We're talking about, familiar foes here for sure with Dallas and Minnesota here. So maybe Dallas might have enough of the familiarity to get this money here on Monday night. I'm going to go ahead and, even with the Dallas off of the overtime game here, I'm still going to take them plus 14 points on the road here in this one. But actually seeing the total here is up to 228. We're definitely seeing a move to the over, but Dallas is missing Anthony Davis, no problem. Here, he's missed so far 9 of the 15 games so far this season. Not worried about that. Worried about the other Mavericks here. I'm going to go ahead and take Dallas here on the road, plus the points even on the back-to-back. And Timmy Two Shoes says, will they be even motivated? All right, the Bulls are at the Nuggets here. Our final game we're looking at here on the card on Monday night with the Nuggets. They're favored by 13.5. And, well, the Bulls are a nice story there early, going 6-1. But since then, they've lost 5 in a row, and now they're 6-6. Meanwhile, Denver's found their stride big time. They are favored here by 13.5, but they are 9-3 against the spread overall, 5-1 against the spread at home, and covering like nobody's business. For the Bulls, meanwhile, they are 6-2 against the spread as an underdog, but just 2-4 against the spread on the road, as the Nuggets are really in a groove here. And the Bulls, of course, played last night in that late game at Chicago, and it went double overtime in a 150 to 147 loss. Now got to take a little short jet over to Denver, but nonetheless coming in off of that double overtime game here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Nuggets to rock the Bulls here by 13.5. I'll take them in this one against Chicago here. Chicago's gone over in 8 of their last 10 games overall. They're 8-4 to the over this season, 5-3 to the over as an underdog here. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Nuggets in this one at home over the Bulls, lay the points with Denver. They've covered 6 straight games overall as part of this 7-game winning streak here right now. Bulls still decent cover, like I said. They've been going over a little bit in these recent games, but Denver's gone under in 6 of their last 9. So I'll take Denver in this one. And I think Timmy likes the under, though, here with 242. And that's it for the NBA on Monday night. We've got some games on the ice here for sure to look at. I think we got a 5-game card here in the NHL. Let's take a look. There we go. Carolina Hurricanes are on the road taking on a rival in the Boston Bruins here with Boston. Man, they've been sharp here of late. This is a good game on Monday night. You got Boston here 12-8, Carolina 12-5-1. Boston's coming in off of a win here right now, and they've been looking pretty sharp of late, having won 8 of their last 10 here right now and on a pretty strong run. Carolina, not so bad either. They're 11-4, straight up as a favorite coming into this one. You got a Carolina team, however, that has gone under in 8 of their last 11 games against Boston. Boston's won 8 of their last 9 and 6 in a row at home. Carolina's won 5 of their last 7. They've gone over in 5 of their last 6, although under in 10 of their last 14 on the road. But that's dating back to last season. Boston, meanwhile, has gone over in 7 of their last 10 games. But like I said, this is a series, a bit of a rivalry, and it's been going under 8 of the last 11 between the two teams. Now, their teams are definitely over teams this season. In fact, they're 23-15 to the over, and Carolina's gone over in 8 of their last 10. But I will note that the Hurricanes are actually 3-6 to the under this season. I know the season trends kind of point to the over with these two teams, but I got to go with the under here at 6 over 25 or maybe 6.5 under 35 in this one. I'm going to take the under with the Hurricanes and the Bruins on Monday. Here's the Oilers on the road taking on the Sabres with Skinner expected in goal against Pekka Luukkonen. Here for the Buffalo Sabres. Sabres Luukkonen 1-2-1 with a 301 goals against, 89%, 89%, 88% save percentage for Luukkonen here of the Sabres. Sabres are 6-8-4. Edmonton is 9-7-4. Skinner's 7-4-3 with a 2.77 goals against. Edmonton's won 3 of 4 coming in. Buffalo snapped their losing streak with a win over Detroit on Saturday, 5-4 on the road. Buffalo is 5-3 straight up at home this season. Meanwhile, Edmonton has gone over in 12 of 20 games so far this season. Edmonton comes in here having gone over in 5 of their last 6. 5 straight meetings between these two teams, however, have gone under. Still, Buffalo's gone over in 9 of their last 11 here, and also 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams here in Edmonton have gone under. With this line at 160, I'll pivot here and go with the total, and I've got to go under in this one with the Oilers and the Sabres here on Monday night. I'm going to take the under in this one. Yeah, the Vancouver Canucks are on the road taking on the Florida Panthers. Both teams hovering about the 500 mark right now. You got the Canucks 9-9-2. They snapped a 3-game losing streak last time out with a 6-2 win at Tampa Bay. This is the 3rd game of a road trip. Florida, meanwhile, coming off of a loss to Tampa themselves, 3-1 at home after winning a couple of games against BGK and Washington. Florida's 6-2 straight up at home so far this season. Vancouver's gone 15-20 to the over so far this season, including 11-3 to the over as an underdog here. Even though Florida's kind of been an under team, they've gone over 8 of their 15 games as a favorite here. So I'm going to go over in this one with the Canucks and the Panthers here. You know, we continue to see these 1-goal games in the NHL, a lot of overtimes right now, and it happened again with a couple of close games on Sunday, including the overtime win for the Wild. They're 3-2. So I'm going to go with the over in this one with Vancouver and Florida. Vancouver over in 5 straight on the road and 9 straight overall right now, including that run we talked about here, 15-5 this season to the over. So I got to go over again here with Vancouver and Florida. All right. The Kings are taking on the Capitals here in the nation's capital on Monday night. The Kings come in here at 10-5-4, looking pretty strong right now. Washington 8-2 coming in. It's always been a tough place to play for the Kings. However, they are just 3-9 straight up in their last 12 here. Washington's won 5 of the last 6 games at home against the Kings. Washington's gone under here for the most part this season at home. They're also 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games coming in. Kings, meanwhile, have won 6 straight on the road and 5 of their last 6 overall. But like I said, this has just been a trouble spot for the Kings here, and I'm actually going to take Washington here at home. Expecting Logan Thompson in net. I think that's always going to be a positive, of course. Thompson comes in here with pretty strong numbers still this season. It's just that the Caps are having trouble with scoring goals. He's 7-5 with 7-5-1 with a 1.85 goals against, 92.5% save percentage. For Kemper here, he comes in 7-3-3 with a 2.44 goals against right now. So give me the Caps here in this one. And Jerry's got some basketball in there. Thanks, Jerry. Now the Canadians are on the road taking on the Blue Jackets here. Canadians come in 10-6-2. Columbus has done a nice job as well, 9-7-2. And Montreal has actually lost 3 straight games coming into LA, to Dallas, and to Boston, all on the road. All at home. But now they head out here on the road. Montreal is 5-2 straight up on the road this season. Columbus comes in 4-0 as a favorite this season, and modest favorite here, but $1.25 in this one. So can they get it done here with Jet Greaves in goal going against Montembeault? Greaves has been pretty good, 5-4-2, 2.79 goals against, and a 90.5% save percentage. Sam has not been as good, 4-5-1 with 3.56 goals against, 86% save percentage here. Columbus has done a fine job against Montreal for the most part here. Columbus has gone 9-4 straight up at home in their last 13. However, Montreal's won 7 of the last 8 overall. So at home, they're able to get it done here a little bit against Montreal, but Montreal's gone over in 9 of their last 10 games coming in. I'm going to still take Columbus here in this one. Give me the Jackets over Montreal. Columbus won the last meeting here 5-4 late last year. I'm going to take Columbus in this one. One more on Monday night. It'll be the Mammoth on the road, 10-7-1, taking on the Ducks, 11-6-1. Coming in to this one, the Ducks have lost 3 in a row here all of a sudden, kind of ruining the streak with losses on the road to Colorado, Detroit, and Minnesota. But they do return home here with their 5-1 so far this season. Also, Utah comes in here with 4-7. Let me get this straight. I'm sorry. 2-4 mark, 2 in the last 6 games at Anaheim. Utah has lost 4 of their last 5 games coming in. They're still earning favoritism here in this one. The teams have met already this season, but I'm going to go ahead and take Anaheim here at home. They've won 5 of their last 6 at home, and Utah has lost 4 of their last 6 games here in Anaheim. Give me the Ducks in this one. Even money against the Utah Mammoth on Monday night. All right, let's look at the hockey 6-game card. I think it said 5 games. We got to add a 6-game card there for the action here on Monday night. All right. All right, I've selected a few college basketball games here right now for the action here on Monday, and I'll run them down here real quick. I think we got a 5-pack or so of games. Not a awesome card here necessarily for Monday night, but we're going to get on this one and take a look at these teams here. And let's get into the college basketball card here a little bit for Monday with Drake on the road taking on College of Charleston. Both teams come in here with a 2-2 record right now for College of Charleston. They're coming in off of a win over South Carolina State, 88-61 for Drake. They've lost a couple games in a row here. In fact, they're 0-3 ATS with that 2-2 spread record. They played one non-Division I opponent here coming in. So both teams are 2-1 to the over so far this season, although College of Charleston's 0-1 at 0-1 to the under at home coming into this one. Drake, meanwhile, though, poor spread record so far, and at least College of Charleston does have a home cover. They're laying 6 here right now, and College of Charleston did go under in that home game against South Carolina State. They won it by 17. They could not cover 18.5, but it did go under. It finished at 149, and the total was 155.5. So for me in this one, I got to go with the under here with Drake and College of Charleston at 147. Give me the under in this one. Drake here for Timmy Chushu says take Drake and the points. Virginia Commonwealth is on the road here on Monday night, taking on North Carolina State Wolfpack. College basketball action here on Monday for VCU. They come in here with a 2-1 record right now, looking pretty sharp. But meanwhile, NC State 3-0, coming in with wins over North Carolina Central, UAB, and Greensboro. They covered 20 against UAB. They covered 30 against Greensboro coming in. For VCU here, meanwhile, they are coming in off of a win over St. Peter's, 78-61 as a 21.5-point favorite. So they did not get the money. NC State's been a sharp cover here so far this season. Now they are laying 12 points here to VCU, but I think it's going to be good matchup here for NC State in this one, although kind of want to look at the total here right now. I mean, VCU still dating back to last year has been pretty strong, dating back to last year, winning 14 of their last 17 and 7 of their last 8 on the road here. But man, NC State looking pretty sharp right now. I'm going to go ahead and lay 12 points with the Wolfpack over VCU here on Monday night. The Southern Illinois Salukis are going to take on North Dakota State here in this one. You got the Bison here, 1.5-point dogs, taking on the Salukis. They're coming in off of a loss as well. Salukis lost to Nevada on the road, 86-81, but they were getting 11.5, and they've covered a couple of games so far. Southern Illinois 2-0. So far this season to the number. North Dakota State, meanwhile, 2-1 ATS. They're coming in off of a win over Northridge, 90-68. They were laying just 3.5 in that one and easily got the crushing there. North Dakota State is 2-1 to the over, including 1-0 to the over at home coming in. They've struggled against Missouri Valley Conference competition, going 0-5 against that division in their last 5 opportunities. Meanwhile, Southern Illinois is 5-0 ATS in their matchups with the Summit. I'm going to go ahead and look to Southern Illinois here to win this game on the road. Look, I think this one's going to be a pretty high-scoring game for sure. You figure with these two teams right now, Southern Illinois on the road did go over in that first game against Nevada there. That 167 is what it was. The total was 151 in that one, but I'm going to take Southern Illinois on the road here against North Dakota State. Give me the Salukis, and Jermaine is going to take him here as well with me. Thank you, Jermaine. Tulsa Golden Hurricane on the road taking on Kansas State. College basketball action here for Monday with Kansas State. Pretty big favorite here by 14 points, total 164 here in this one with K-State at home. Tulsa, though, comes in here right now. They haven't been awful here after a couple of games. Tulsa grabbed the 3 wins over. One of them was a non-division one, but they do have wins here over Rhode Island, 82-65. They got the money in that one. Against Oral, they won 88-87 on the road. They could not cover 6, but they are 1-0 here as an underdog, and Kansas State comes in just 1-2 ATS so far. They did win and cover their opener against Greensboro, winning by 29 as a 19-point favorite. However, they beat Bellarmine by 27, but they were laying 28.5, and they edged Cal 99-96, kind of toyed with Cal a little bit, and then Cal started to come back and made it a close game, a wild game in that last game. So see what you got here in this one. I know we've seen some high scores out of Kansas State there, but with Tulsa coming in here, they're a little bit different type of tempo here, it feels like this year right now. I'm going to go with the under in this one at 164 between Tulsa and Kansas State. Give me the under here with these two on Monday night in this one. All right. Jimmy Chushu on Kansas State there in the chat. All right. Oh, I got one more here in college, and then we'll wrap it up here on Night Moves for a Monday. LMU on the road, taking on UCSB here at the Thunderdome. LMU coming in here 5-0 right now. Santa Barbara 3-0. Something's got to give when these two teams meet on Monday night. For LMU here, a strong start to the season. Now, they did beat Lincoln of California, a non-division one that counted in their record, but Eastern Washington, they beat 70-62. They did fail that one as an 8-point win, and they were favored by 9.5. They beat Pine Bluff by 22 as a 20.5-point favorite. They beat UTEP by 13 as a 1-point dog, and they beat Troy last time out 74-63 as a 4.5-point favorite. Meanwhile, for the Gauchos, they come in 3-0 here right now, including a win over San Jose State by 11, and they also defeated Sacramento State by 5 as a 7.5-point favorite. UCSB is 1-1 ATS here against Division I foes, and 1-0 against the spread at home so far. LMU's 1-3 to the under in their line game. Santa Barbara's 2-0 to the over, but I'm taking the under here at 146 between Loyola Marymount and Santa Barbara here late on Monday night out west. Between these two, give me the under with LMU and Santa Barbara. 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone under. LMU just 1-6 ATS, their last 7 against Santa Barbara. All right, that's going to do it here for Night Moves for Monday, November 17th. Thanks to everyone for joining me here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Make sure you head on over to Tony's Picks and check out our best bets over there every day over at Tony's Picks, including mine. And you can save 15% off our premium picks when you subscribe using the promo code TonyT at checkout. Get my best winners, including the winners from all the cappers over at Tony's Picks, you can go to the upcoming tab and find the latest matchups here in chronological order. You see some of them there. You just take a look, and always has a next matchup, next game up. When you go over to tonyspicks.com, see the plays there in order. Everybody locked and loaded here for a Monday night. So get signed up. Want to thank everybody in the chat for joining me here as well on Night Moves. And I'll be back tomorrow. We'll look at the Tuesday action here for NBA, NHL, college basketball, and yeah, we might have a little college football as well. So thanks everybody for joining me here on the show. Really appreciate it. We'll be back again on Tuesday night. So that's going to do it here for Night Moves. And for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.